Hey friends, welcome back to Wednesday, April 8th of Word Study. We're going to jump right into our word of the day. 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 Today's word of the day is contrary. So go ahead and read it right here and see if you can figure out what contrary might mean. My sister was being contrary this morning. She pouted and refused to walk the dog. Based on what you see in that sentence, what do you think contrary might mean? Take a second to write it down. All right, contrary. Well, when I look at this sentence, I see that she pouted and refused to walk the dog. And I know that that kind of means that she was probably being grumpy or kind of rude or disrespectful because I know if someone's going like, I don't want to, then that's kind of annoying, disrespectful, or not very friendly. So lo and behold, contrary means opposing or uncooperative and difficult. So if you have one sibling that's being really contrary, they're like, no mom, or no dad, or no grandpa, or no uncle, I don't want to. And they're being difficult and not doing what the whole team wants to do. The other definition for contrary is one person with opposing beliefs or opposite beliefs. So if you have the entire class vote and everyone wants to go outside for recess, but one person wants to stay in, that one person would have a contrary opinion because contrary can mean difficult and uncooperative, or it can just mean opposing or opposite. All right, let's move on to our content. So today our focus is still on nouns, verbs, and adjectives, but we're actually going to put it into practice and start identifying these things in sentences. So I'm pretty excited about that. First, before we begin, I want you to divide up your paper with write nouns, verbs, and adjectives on the top, and then write down the definition for each of those below. So I'm going to make this really big so you can see. Don't peek too much at my work, please, and thank you. I guess I can't make this bigger. That's okay. All right, take a look. I have nouns and underline, verbs, and adjective. Then I want you, this is practice also for the exit ticket. So if you rock this out now, your exit ticket's going to be easy peasy. Go ahead and write down nouns, verbs, and adjectives, and then write down the definition for each. All right, take another couple seconds. Okay, I'm gonna make my face big again so we can discuss this as a team. Okay, so a cool. A noun is a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. A verb is an action word or a being word, like I am a teacher or I drank a lot of seltzer. And an adjective is a describing word for nouns. So my hair, which is a noun, is blonde, which is a describing word. My phone is black. My feeling is happy. My personality is friendly. All of those are words that describe nouns. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. If your paper doesn't match mine, take a second to make it match mine. So that'll make our next activity way easier. All right. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to read this paragraph together. And as we read, we are going to keep track of the nouns, verbs, and adjectives in each sentence. So, like I said before, this is exactly what you're going to be doing on your exit ticket. You need to pay close attention to what I'm doing now and do it on your own now. You know exactly what's going on for the exit ticket later. All right. This morning, I'll read it first one time, and then we'll go through and we'll find the nouns, verbs, and adjectives. And you can already start thinking about what they might be in your head while I read. This morning, I felt happy. I ate a delicious breakfast, ran to sunny Jamaica Pond, and called my best friend. Now I'm doing some fun work on my slow computer. Each day I FaceTime with my little sister at 4 o'clock. Tonight I will cook a yummy dinner and then I will watch my favorite movie and drink bubbly seltzer. All of this is a true story, by the way. Okay, so let's jump in. We are going to write down every noun, verb, and adjective that we find. So you should have your paper ready and your pencil ready. This morning I felt happy. I'll show you what I mean on the first sentence. Well, a morning is a thing, so I'm going to write that down. That's a noun. I felt. Felt is a verb because it's a thing that you do, you feel. And happy is an adjective because it's a word that describes a feeling. So already I have written down morning for my noun, felt for my verb, happy for my adjective. Let's keep going. We'll go sentence by sentence. I ate a delicious breakfast, ran to sunny Jamaica Pond, and called my best friend. All right. Well, I ate a delicious breakfast. What is the noun in that sentence? In that part of the sentence? Well, it's ate. What did I do? I ate a delicious breakfast. Delicious, it's a word that describes my breakfast, which is a noun. So I just added a word to the noun, a word to the verb, and a word to the adjectives. Ran to sunny Jamaica Pond. What's the verb there? Ran to sunny Jamaica Pond. What's the describing word? Sunny Jamaica Pond. It's a place, so it must be a noun. And called my best friend. What's the verb there? What did I do? Called my best friend. Now I know that friend must be the noun because that's a person, but what type of friend? My best friend. So that's the adjective. So if you're following along, your paper should look like this, where you're adding nouns, adjectives, and verbs as we go. Now I am doing some fun work on my slow computer. Now I am doing. Where's the verb here? Oh, well, that's pretty easy. It's doing some fun work on my slow computer. I see two describing words there. Do you? They are fun and slow. And they describe the nouns work and computer. Because right here I see some fun work. Fun describes work, and slow describes computer. Each day I FaceTime with my little sister at 4 o'clock. That's going to be our final sentence because this is a little bit longer than I meant for it to be. Each day I FaceTime with my little sister at 4. Each day. Well, a day is a thing. That's a noun. I FaceTime. What's the verb in this sentence? It's FaceTime because FaceTime is a thing that we do with my little sister at 4 o'clock. Well, I know my sister is a noun because she's a person. And what's the word that describes my sister? Little. Okay, so you should have a list of nouns, adjectives, and verbs. Reminder that nouns are a person, place, thing, or idea. Verbs are action words, and adjectives are words that describe a noun. So this is pretty much what your list should be. Now, if you want to get extra credit, and extra credit, I got to figure out an awesome prize, probably just like a super fun Zoom call or a game you can play with me online. If you want to get extra credit in the exit ticket, then that means that you can figure out what tense each of the verbs is in. So here I have a list of verbs. Felt, eat, ran, called, doing, and FaceTime. I'm going to write P for past, PR for present, and F for future next to each of them. And I'll do it out loud so you can follow along too, because this is going to be an option. Yeah, that will be the prize. Anybody who completes the extra credit, the teacher will tell me, and you'll be able to do an online game with me and the other kids who finished the extra credit on Friday. Okay, so we need to figure out what tense they're in. Remember, past already happened, present is happening right now or always happens, future will happen. First word is felt. Felt already happened, that must be in the past. Ate already happened, must be in the past. Ran already happened, must be in the past. Called, also in the past. Doing, that must be happening right now. So that's present. And FaceTime, something that happens every day. Present. That's what your verb should look like if you want to get your extra credit by labeling what tense they're in. Okay, now we're going to move on to our next section, irregular past tense verbs. We already kind of went over this, but in the past tense, it already happened, and you can add on yesterday or already. The present tense always happens or is happening right now, and the future tense will happen, and it says going or will, and you can add tomorrow. So we talked about GHT verbs, like rot is BROUGHT, caught is CAUGHT, and on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we talked about the past tense of verbs like give, which is gave, burst, which is burst, and blow, which is blew. Here are a couple more of the verbs that we are working on today. The past tense of draw is drew. I drew a picture for. That's what you guys used to do. The past tense of keep is kept. My best friend kept my sweater. The past tense of let is kind of like the word allow, is let. I let her walk my dog. Had a dog, I would let you walk her. The past tense of mean is meant. And that's not like, oh, you're being mean. That's like what I mean to say is. So I meant to say sorry. Past tense of ring is rang. The phone rang 6 times. That's why I had to start this video 3 times because my phone rang. Past tense of say is said. I said hello. The past tense of eat is ate. I ate popcorn before I filmed this video. Okay, so again, the best test for what the proper verb is just asking yourself, does that sound right? Because usually your brain is going to tell you what makes the most sense. Okay, so these are all the past tense verbs that you need to worry about right now. Past tense of draw is drew, keep is kept, let is let, mean is meant, ring is rang, say is said, and eat is ate. Okay, we are going to work on making these past tense verbs. Okay, I eat all my dinner and I'm ready for dessert. What could I replace that with? What's the past tense of eat? It's ate. I ate all my dinner and I'm ready for dessert. She say she was my best friend. Past tense of say is said. She said she was my best friend. The phone rang, but no one picked it up. Past tense of ring is rang. The phone rang, but no one picked it up. I mean to be helpful. If it's in the past, you meant to be helpful. She keep bothering me at recess. Not keep, but she kept bothering me at recess. These are a little bit less tricky, honestly, than the ones that you've been working on. Most of you guys know these already, but I think that it's important that we go over them just so they're really clear. Okay, I want to talk to you about the exit ticket first. Just to remind you, you should have your exit ticket split up into 3 sections. Hang on a second. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. At the top, you need to have your name and date so your teacher knows who you are and what is going on. Next, this is not really your dictation. You're going to have dictation. Then you're going to draw a line. Then you're going to have the next part. And for this activity, for yesterday's activity, it was there, there, and there. But for today's activity, you're going to have 3 different sections: nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Okay. And you're going to need to keep track of all the ones that you find in that paragraph that I give you. For part 3, you need to write an entire sentence for each of these verbs. So I don't just want to know what the past tense of draw is. I want you to come up with a sentence like, I drew a picture for you. Some of you have been doing a great job of this. Shout out to David and Jasiri, who always come up with full sentences. You need to make sure that you come up with a complete past tense sentence for each of these verbs. Now, if you want extra credit, which means a game online with Miss Cashin on Friday, then you need to write the tense of the verbs you found in each paragraph, just like I did right here with felt, ate. I put P or the PR in circles. So before we start, I want you to write your exit ticket page up right now. Go get your piece of paper. I'm going to do it with you so you know exactly what it should look like. Write your name and the date at the top. Go. All right. It should look like this right now. Miss Cashin, 4, 8, 20. Now I'm going to draw a line a couple inches below. That's where I'm going to write my dictation sentence. Next, I need to have 3 categories: nouns, verbs, and adjectives, because the middle activity that you're doing is counting the nouns, verbs, and adjectives in the paragraph I include, just like we just practiced. Make sure that yours matches. Go ahead. So for our name and date, line at the top for dictation, nouns, verbs, and adjectives. At the bottom, you need to write complete sentences. You have 5 sentences to write. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to hold this up so you can keep track of what exactly your exit ticket paper should look like. So I see I have a section at the top for dictation. I have a section in the middle to keep track of my nouns, verbs, and adjectives. And then I have numbers 1 through 5 labeled. Okay, that was a pretty easy setup. I expect to see everybody's papers looking just that poppin' when I check your work tomorrow. All right, get ready for dictation. I will say it 3 times. He brought the wood and built the house. He brought the wood and built the house. He brought the wood and built the house. Okay, you can pause the video here if you need to be reminded what your exit ticket sheet should look like on your scratch paper. I'll hold it up until I press pause just so you have it. All right, guys, have a great Wednesday.